Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. And welcome to the stream, Jewel Kid.
Hi.
My special guest for tonight, since he's visiting London and he's visiting me.
Yep. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming tonight. This is actually Jewel Kid's second time on the stream. He came for my birthday last year. New place, but same stream.
Yeah, nicer place actually.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Beautiful.
This is like now permanent, so like this is perfect,
good.
right?
Who needs here?
Right? Who needs a dining room?
True, very true.
All right, I'm gonna start off with your bio, just so that people can get to know you a little bit. So Jewel Kid was born in Malta and jumped into the music scene before he was even old enough to enter clubs. 2 decades later, his journey from DJ to internationally recognized producer is in full swing. Winner of the Carl Cox Worldwide Music Competition for Best House Remix and Malta Music Award for Best Dance Production, Jewel Kid has landed tracks on Beatport's Top 10 and released on top labels like Toolroom, which is huge, CR2, Glasgow Underground, Nervous, Tronic, and more. With a global history at legendary venues like Space Ibiza, Egg London, Womb Tokyo, Sandkeys Ibiza, his versatile sound continues to move dance floors and fuel his unstoppable journey in electronic music. That's a lot. That's a lot to be proud of.
Actually, that's been written quite a few years ago, so that thing, there's much more.
Oh, so there's even more. Okay, I mean, what else? Update us.
I'm going now, after this tour, I'm going to go to South Africa.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go to Amsterdam, and then I go to Ibiza, and it's never ending.
Yeah, and you just got back. I saw on your story that you just have 3 days off because you were touring.
Yep, I did Toronto, and then I did Ottawa, and then I did London, and now I'm here.
In London, Ontario.
Yeah, my favorite city in Canada.
The heart of the music scene. No, it's great. Obviously, we're happy to have you. So for you, you've been a producer for 20 years now?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So how did that start? How did everything start for you in electronic music?
Electronic, okay, because I started first playing the piano.
Okay.
With the nuns.
Yeah.
When I was a very, very young kid. I was like 8 years old. And then my brother got into DJing.
Yeah.
And obviously I had to experiment with what he was doing with vinyls back then. And first time I touched the vinyl, I didn't go to soccer anymore. I didn't want to do anything else, and that's what I wanted to do. And I was practicing for 8 to 10 hours a day on vinyl.
Oh my gosh, that's a long time.
Back then you had to practice to become a DJ.
Yeah. What are you trying to say?
No,
it's true. It is true.
It was really hard. But 20 years later, I'm still here.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's exciting. So is your brother older?
Yep.
So you just wanted to do what your brother was doing, and then
was doing,
and then
I'm the only international DJ in the family.
That's impressive for sure. So you just wanted to do what he was doing, and then you loved it.
Yeah. And then when I was about 14 years old, the biggest promoter in my country at that time, he was huge. He saw me like my brother told him, listen, you should come to my place and see my young brother DJ, and he came and he was like. But my brother always used to tell me, you are not going to play outside the house before you are in prime shape, of DJing.
Yeah, that's why you're practicing for like 8 to 10 hours a day.
And then when he saw that I was ready for it, he said, okay, come see what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he gave me a slot in this huge festival, 10,000 people.
No way. When you were 14.
I was 14.
And was that your first gig?
Yes, that was my first gig.
That's one hell of a first gig.
Yeah. Actually, they used to sign a parental guidance permit for me, because then my career shot. I was on the news, on newspaper. Yeah, this is a long time ago.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wow, well that's an amazing start. Okay, that's not what I expected. That's much different than most people's start. So that's pretty exciting.
Crazy. I don't think you can do this parental guidance permit anymore, because back then things were different.
Yeah.
You could bend the law and whatever.
Yeah.
But then I started trying to. Actually, one time my brothers and his friends were gonna go clubbing and whatever, and I stayed home because I was sick.
Yeah.
And I had my PlayStation, and there was this game called Music Generator.
Okay.
This was the first thing that I saw how you could make music.
Yeah.
And while I stayed home, I made this track on this PlayStation game.
Oh.
This was like more than 20.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah. And I made this track, and when they came back like 6, 7 in the morning, I told them, look what I did. And they thought it was a demo on the track. They weren't believing that I did it.
Yeah.
You know?
They're
And
like,
that's
that's nice.
That's where a light bulb like went on in my brain. I said, maybe I should give this a shot. And then I started discovering about how you should really make music.
Okay, so what were you first using after that?
Someone, this is crazy because I've heard that there is this program called Cubase.
Okay.
And at that time there was these LimeWire and stuff that you could download.
I remember that.
Programs
I remember
legally,
LimeWire.
you know, and stuff. I think this was
may or may not have had music.
I
from
think this
LimeWire.
was before even LimeWire.
Yeah.
So, but one of those P2P
one of
things.
those.
And I made about 2 months searching Cubase, and nothing was coming up.
Okay.
Because that wasn't how you spelled Cubase. And then I saw it on some magazine,
Yeah.
Cubase. I said, so that's why I couldn't find it.
Okay.
I downloaded it,
Yeah.
opened it, and a gray screen came up, and I didn't know what to do with this. And then I remember I made a track, but this other guy that was doing music in Malta came to my place, and he saw what I did and told me, that's not how you do music. How did you do that? And I continued to research. At that time, we didn't have like YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
So I used to go down the road from us. There used to be this magazine called Future Music.
Okay.
And one day, luckily, this Future Music came with a small book. It was Cubase 101.
And that's how you learn
that's
from
how I
this
learned.
magazine,
Yeah.
insert.
Yeah, this small book, this small leaflet. That's how I learned.
That's
That was
amazing.
very hard time, you know,
Yeah.
very, very hard and very frustrating because I was in Malta, not many people, barely anyone was doing this, you know.
Yeah.
It was early 2000s, so it was very hard, yeah. Not like today.
Not like today, everything's
go on YouTube, search something,
YouTube.
comes up.
Yeah, it's a different
But
world
anyway,
for
you
sure.
use whatever you have.
So you started producing, and then how long was it when you started producing before you started getting released on record labels?
Didn't take much long. Actually, the first track I signed was with a record label in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, with this guy, Peter Presta. I don't know if he's still around.
Yeah.
It was called Applejacks. This guy was really famous at the time. I was like, okay, that's cool.
That's pretty cool again for
Yeah.
first. So just
Yeah.
no big deal, just first gig.
But then when I was
first
19,
record
when I was
release.
19, I sent a demo to Nervous
Yeah.
Records. At that time, we used to make CDs and padded envelopes,
Yeah.
write an address.
That's when you would send your
Yeah,
demos.
and send the CD to the other side of the world. I'm in
Yeah.
Malta. I'm in the heart of Europe, and you send
Yeah.
a demo to, and pray to God that someone will ever,
Listen to it.
listen
Yeah.
to
Open
it.
it.
And they wrote me back, and they said that they wanted to sign it. They gave me a good advance fee. I was like, oh my God, I could live
Wow.
from this, And then the record came out, and
Yeah.
it was a huge hit. It was #2 in the US,
Oh
and I'm
my
still 19
gosh.
years old.
Yeah.
And then, I was getting people calling me from America saying that they're using it in the Bellagio hotel adverts, on TV. My track is on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I started, and then I landed my first ever international. My manager was a friend
Yeah.
at that time. Now she's still my manager.
Really?
20 years later, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
I told her, listen, maybe you could start helping me with all this. And she called me. I was at work, and she told me, you have to sit down. I said, why? She told me, something big, it just came in today.
Yeah.
And I landed my first international gig at Space Ibiza.
Oh my gosh.
And that was like, I was like, it's crazy.
No wonder she's still your manager.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. And then I started touring a lot. I traveled all around the world.
Yeah.
Honestly, when people
It's
ask
been busy.
me,
It's been a busy past 20 years.
oh my God, it's crazy. Thank God for COVID.
Yeah.
Because I
And
chilled
you got a
40
break.
years.
You got a break.
I was like, yes, finally. I said, I'm not going to stop with my will,
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't feel bad, but it was good.
Yeah.
I could make with another 3 years. So
You got to build that in, I guess. I guess
Let's see.
it's tough because then you have to turn things down. You got to say no to things.
It's hard to say no to things when you work hard. So but all this flying and jet lag and not sleeping.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I stopped drinking the last few years, so that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Because drinking on top of jet lag and flying destroys you.
I feel like there's so many DJs that are touring that have, been after they've been touring for a while, have decided I can't do this anymore because it's just not sustainable.
No, it's possible. Actually, I was talking with my friend today. We talked about someone that still parties.
Yeah.
And he's like in his 50s. I said,
how?
I work out. I eat
Some
healthy,
people are like built different. I don't know.
Yes.
I just don't know. But I'm glad that you are being healthy and.
That's my thing now.
That's good. So do you have any advice for people who, or just kind of like what it's like to be a touring DJ and like how some of the ways you stay healthy, like not drinking, eating healthy, anything else that...
I do breath work every day and I do meditation every day.
Oh, wow. Every day.
I work out like 5 times a week. I do cold showers. I do
cold
all that
plunge,
stuff.
all those things.
And it works.
It's a lot of things.
I say it on my socials all the time.
Yeah.
And I have people that come back to me after a year and be like, listen, what you were saying a year ago, I've been doing it and it changed my life.
Yeah. Do you do anything like intermittent fasting or anything like that?
In November, I did a 10-day fast.
Oh my gosh. I would
so
literally
I'm pretty hardcore with my health, But it works because honestly, I lost 25 kilos in the last few years. Yeah. Because from all the drinking and eating stupid food and whatever, I got really fat from touring and all that. Yeah. And I said, okay, that's it. And
you feel awful. You would feel awful with that.
I feel better now than I felt 10 years ago.
Yeah, you look great. You look very healthy. Thank you. So you also have your own record label, right? So how did that start? And tell me a little bit about that.
Well, that started more than 10 years ago. And around 13 years ago, 14 years ago.
Yeah.
And we were quite big back in 2015, 14, 16, around that time.
Okay.
We were like the 5th most selling techno label in the world.
Oh, wow.
We were doing more techno at the time.
More techno?
But
what's the label focused on now in terms
tech house and house?
Tech house, so mostly what like you play kind of thing as well.
Yeah. It's actually it did start around tech housey a bit.
Yeah.
But then we progressed into techno at that time around 2014, 15 because that's where I was headed. But then I went so much into techno that I said, I'm gonna put this label aside for now. And I'm going to do another label, a techno label.
Okay.
So I put it aside for a few years.
Yeah.
My friend was taking care of it, but it went a whole different direction.
Yeah.
And then it stopped. And last November, I said, you know what? I'm going to go full on into Alleanza again, because that's what it's called, Alleanza.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it back. And I brought it back like in November. And it's been doing really, really, really well. We're already like in the top labels on Beatport in like
exciting.
6 months. Yeah. We have some really big artists on the label.
Yeah. And you said you were just meeting with an artist you just signed today in London.
Yeah. His name is Sterling, and he will release on Alleanza in about 2 weeks. It's his first release ever.
Wow.
So those people that tell me that we only signed established artists, that's not true. We only care about the music. We don't care about your followers.
Yeah, if you've got a good release, you've got a good release.
That's it.
So, and he's suggesting I also have him on the stream sometime. So keep an eye out.
Of course. Let's do that.
Yeah, I love that. Love to support. So what kind of advice do you have for like new DJs or new producers or anyone that's kind of like just getting into it with your long history and all your success?
When anyone always asks me this question, I've been answering the same for many years.
Yeah.
Is that persistence beats talent. And if you have both, you will kick some ass. But start with persistence,
Yeah.
It's all about being persistent and doing the hours. The 10,000 hour rule. Yeah. That works.
Yeah.
So and
you've seen it work. It worked for you.
Yes.
To get your first
It's all about
gig.
when people ask me, "Come help me, show me." I tell him, the only thing I could tell you is do as much time as possible, because that's the only way. There's no shortcut to this.
Yeah.
There might be, but
in the long run, I'm sure. In the long run, maybe like a short-term
No, but some
win,
people do
but-
get lucky very quickly with some viral video, but don't focus
Yeah.
on social media. Focus on your music, and
Yeah.
everything will come automatically. You know?
I think that's a good point. As I feel like so many
Yeah.
people focus on
Oh
social
my
media,
God,
but
so
also the music.
Oh.
Got
And then they-
Chesney
and then you
making faces
Then you
over
put them
here.
in front of in front of CDJs, and they
Yeah.
don't know what they're gonna do, and focus on making music.
Yeah.
It's the most important for sure. That's why we're here, the music.
Totally.
If you wanna do social media and be a film star, go to Hollywood.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I think that's good advice. So, in all of your touring and everything all the places that you've gone, where's your favorite place that you've played? Where would you want to go back to, like, time and again?
Oh wow!
I just thought of this
Japan, Tokyo is nice. I played at a club called Room,
one. Okay.
and it was nice because when I was a kid, I used to listen to these tapes.
Yeah.
And maybe a lot of you don't know what tapes are.
I know what a tape is,
You
for
see-
sure.
see
I
the-
had tapes. My first dance mix 90-something on tape.
Yes.
That was my first.
I used to listen to
90
mixtapes
93 maybe.
from Jeff Mills, and I had this mixtape I used to listen all the time. It was Jeff Mills live at Womb.
Okay.
So when I got booked to play at Womb, it
Oh
was
my
like, oh my
gosh.
God, okay, that's off the
Yeah,
list.
like a childhood
yeah.
thing.
And
Very cool.
honestly, coming to Canada, I really enjoy coming here.
Yeah.
Playing, like the gig in Ottawa, I play for these guys at White Rabbit. It's always insane. Always
Yeah,
insane. They
that's a
already-
cool space
They
there.
messaged me like an hour I finished my set, and they told me, listen, we want to book you again for next year. So
Aww.
yeah, so
That was
but-
successful.
yeah,
That's
it
great.
was nice. It was really nice. But you know what? Every city has. Sometimes I go to cities that I never had a clue that they have the club scene.
Yeah.
Like I went to, for example, Bahrain, in the middle of the Middle East. It was
Yeah.
like, no one's going to be there. It ended up being this festival on this island of sand.
Yeah.
Thousands of people going crazy. I was like,
That's
how
not
do
what
they
you
know-
expected.
how do they know about me? But yeah, everywhere.
Now
Everywhere
you're
has a
world
bit-
famous. That's cool. So what's your favorite thing about like DJing and producing? Like, do you prefer DJing and performing? Do you prefer producing, or kind of like what's your favorite?
I do think about that. I think I know it sounds, but I like both equally, honestly, because I like making music. I like it's like I'm putting this puzzle together,
Yeah.
you know, and this doesn't fit. Okay, we put this in. So it's like a puzzle.
Yeah.
And when I complete the puzzle, I get this feeling where I'm like, this feels really good, you know.
Yeah, which that's interesting because I feel like so many people are like their song never feels like it's done. So you feel like you're like, okay, this is done. The puzzle's complete. Yeah.
I've learned to live with that
Okay.
because in 20 years, I don't think I've ever made a track which I'm 100% happy with. I'm like, why do I always have to find something?
There's always
It
something.
irritates me in this track. Why?
Yeah.
But I've learned to live with the 97% happiness of my track. That's enough.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. Well, that's amazing. So is there anything else that we haven't touched on that you would want to talk to the audience about?
Maybe. I think we covered everything, no?
Yeah.
My production, my touring, my health.
Anything exciting coming up, actually? In the
Actually,
next-
I'm going to for my first time to South Africa. I have
Yeah.
a huge tour, like 5 gigs, 10 days.
Yeah.
It's gonna be insane. I
That's
can't wait
exciting.
to be there. I'm gonna do Johannesburg. I'm gonna do Cape Town, Mozambique, some other places that I cannot pronounce. And I'm actually looking really forward for all the tracks I have coming out. I just signed a track today
Congrats.
on Nervous Records
Congrats.
after 20 years.
Oh my God, after 20
After 20 years, they said, wow, we waited 2
Wow.
decades. to
I love
have
that
you."
it's in the bio and you're
Yeah.
like, it's perfect timing.
I don't know how it's still there, to be honest. But now we're going to leave it there because
Yeah.
I have another track, which is
Yeah.
a collab with David Penn.
Mhm.
Many people know this guy is really, really good house DJ and producer for many years. And I have another collab coming in a few weeks on our label, on Alianza, with Low Stepper.
Okay.
What else? I have so much stuff coming up. I did other collabs. I have a collab with Kasim, which we're still
Okay.
waiting.
I have so much Kasim.
Yeah, we did a huge track. Oh my God, it's so big.
Yeah.
It's one of the best tracks, in my opinion, that I've ever been on. And we're being very careful whom we sign it to, because many labels were like, we want it, but we're
And
waiting.
you're like, we'll see.
Mm,
we'll
we're-
see.
It's snobby now.
Yeah. That's a nice place to be.
And a whole lot of releases, so much coming. I said to forget that, you know. But and I have some big remixes coming as well. And I'm really looking forward for the whole Alleanza schedule we have.
Yeah.
We're full up till like November. Releases every 2 weeks.
Releases, okay.
Actually, I'm going to employ some more people now to move every 2 weeks to every 1 week, you know. But that takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
But we're receiving so much good music that we're like, I cannot say no to this. And I cannot tell these people, listen, I'm going to release this in 2026.
Yeah.
Because it's not right for the artist. So
Yeah.
we're going to move to every week. So
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. But that's exciting.
A lot of work for my manager mainly.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure is used to it, right?
She's my soulmate, my everything.
Oh, she sounds great.
Yeah,
so.
she is.
What's her name?
Cheryl.
Cheryl. Shout out to Cheryl.
Everyone that knows Jewel Kid, everyone knows Cheryl.
Yeah. That's amazing. So when you go to South Africa, are you going to be able to do any kind of like vacationing?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay, good. It's not just all
no.
work.
When I was a kid, when I was younger, I used to fly in, fly out. Fly in, fly out. I used to go, for example, to Buenos Aires in Argentina.
Yeah.
Like get a 3-hour flight, then a 19-hour flight,
4-hour
car ride, play at a festival for an hour and a half,
Yeah.
and do it all back.
Yeah, but that's because you're 19 and your body is like different at 19.
I think mostly though, I used to do that because I didn't want to lose time from the studio, you know?
Yeah.
I want to go back to the studio to continue working. I was so, you know, OCD about it. I still am. But there's a part of me now where I'm strict also to have free time.
That's good. I'm really happy that you do and that you get to hang out with people like me.
Yeah. So hopefully I will see a lot of elephants, tigers and whatever in South Africa.
Very cool. Okay, well, we're almost done this interview portion, but the last thing that I have to have him do is sign the wall.
Yeah.
So we'll have you sign it, I think, over here. Yeah.
Okay.
You can't see it till he's done. Amazing. It looks so good. I love it. Okay, well, we will be right back with the music portion. So we'll see you in just a minute.